Hey, like Travis Prayer and Gatekeepers, this is Kyle Hubbard with the Gatekeeper encouragement for the month of May 2019. You'll be seeing that this is sent out a little bit later than the usual first of the month because my wife and I, Brooke, had our beautiful baby little girl named Lane on April 30th at 3:31 p.m. And so that has precluded me from getting this out earlier, but I'm so glad I'm able to share this encouragement with you. And thank y'all for praying for our baby girl. She's doing great. She's healthy. Mama and baby are awesome. God is so good to us. And he's really just revealed amazing things to me as a father. And yeah, but that's not what this Gatekeeper encouragement is about. It's about the joy of being in God's house. And I just want to read you a short little passage from 2 Samuel chapter 6, which really encapsulates the joy that David felt when he went up to the house of God and when he was surrounded by the presence of God. And some of you might be familiar with this story, but I'm just going to give you a little intro and then tell you the story. The few verses that really stuck out to me that I think will encourage y'all, and the idea that God really wants us to be happy. He wants us to be joyful. He wants us to not dread coming to the prayer room for our gatekeeper time, or think that it's boring, or think that it's a trudge, or just waiting for the hour to end. But he wants us to be full of joy and full of his delight as we spend time with him as a gatekeeper. And so the story goes like this. So David has the ark of God. He has a heart to bring it to Jerusalem, and he's on his way actually to bring it to Jerusalem. But one of his ark bearers accidentally, in an act of impulse, reaches out his hand to catch the ark when one of the oxen fell. And in doing this, it angered the Lord because that was against the ordinance of how to bring up the ark of God. And so the guy's name was Uzzah, one of David's friends, and he died there on this spot. And so David it says he was afraid of the Lord that day, verse 9. And he said, "How can the ark of the Lord come to me?" So David would not move the ark of the Lord with him into the city of David, but he took it aside into a house of a man named Obed-Edom the Gittite. And so that house was probably just right there by where the tragedy happened. He's like, just bring it there, just put it aside. The Lord is too powerful, he's too strong for me. He just killed one of my best friends because he didn't do it the right way. And I'm going to be hands off until I figure out if I can really bear and host the presence of God. And so Obed-Edom had the ark of the Lord, the presence of God, in his house for 3 months. And this verse says, verse 12, it says, "Now it was told King David, saying, the Lord has blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that belongs to him, because of the ark of God," or because of the presence of God. So it put a rich blessing on Obed-Edom's house, and David noticed this. And so it goes on to say, so David went and brought up the ark of God from the house of Obed-Edom to the city of David with gladness. He's like, I hear there's a blessing. Okay, I guess people can really host it. I want it back with me, and I want it in God's city. So he brought the presence of God to the city of God with gladness. And here's the verse that really stuck out to me. Verse 13 of 2 Samuel 6, it says, "And so it was, when those bearing the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, that he sacrificed oxen and fatted sheep. Then David danced before the Lord with all of his might, and David was wearing a linen ephod," which is what the priest would wear. And so picture this, the journey from Obed-Edom's house all the way to Jerusalem. Every 6 steps, every 6 paces, there would be a new sacrifice and a new dance that David would do before the Lord. And so this kind of speaks of the mundaneness, or the just day by day trudge to just be before the Lord. But David saw that even in 6 paces, even in the small steps that he was taking, it was monumental. So think of your gatekeeper time as kind of like a 6-pace step, but it can be done with joy, with gladness. You can dance before the Lord with all your might, knowing that you are making progress each time you step into this prayer room as a gatekeeper. You're making progress in your heart, you're making progress for your family, you're making progress for the region. And so I really just want to pray for you guys that you would be restored to joy when you come in for your gatekeeper time. And I know a lot of you already have joy, but I want that joy to just keep being increased, and where you would feel like David, where every 6 paces you step, it's a new opportunity to dance before the Lord, to sacrifice your time, your lives for him. So God, I just release joy right now into this house. I thank you for this prayer room. I thank you for the way that it makes me come alive, Lord. And thank you for stories like this from David, where someone who really, really understood the joy of being near to you, the joy of restoring the presence of God, to a physical place, and that's what you've done here with this place. So I pray for every gatekeeper, wherever they're at today, Lord, that when they hear this, that they would be restored to joy in their times of coming in and hosting your presence and bringing the presence of God into this physical place in Lake Travis. So bless every gatekeeper with joy in Jesus' name. Amen. Have a great rest of the month of May, and I will see y'all in June.